Hi everyone, it's Rabbi Dr. Jack Cohen with the Dating with Shalom Bayis series. I hope everyone is doing well out there. If you'd like any help in terms of dating with Shalom Bayis or getting matched up, you'd like for me to help you write a resume or evaluate a current relationship that you're in, you can reach out to me from anywhere in the world at 305-206-1916. In my capacity as a dating mentor and a dating coach, many wonderful people from throughout the world send me wonderful comments and thoughts, and I recently got a beautiful letter from a person who was married for 20 years, and she's looking back in her life to see what were the 10 great tips that she can share with us as to why she has a great marriage and how we can learn from her experience and we can build our own great marriages. She says, Mazel Tov to us. We've been married for 20 years. Ironically, I still feel like it's not all that much. Those older and wiser than us have so much to teach us, but nevertheless, 20 years is a big milestone, and we've certainly learned plenty along the way. So here we go, she writes. And number one, she says, number one to building a great marriage is make yourself an easy person to apologize to. Don't be so high on your horse that you can't be apologized to. When your spouse says, I'm sorry for being moody, or even I'm sorry for driving 500 miles in the wrong direction, don't take that as an invitation to say something other than thank you for that apology. If you're feeling really big, I forgive you. Just end it quickly. As Rabbi Miller would tell us, a fight is like a dam. If you don't fix the problem right away, the breach gets bigger and bigger and totally destroys whatever's left of the wall of the dam. So be easy to be apologized to. Say, it's okay, I forgive you, and thank you, and move on. And tip number two she suggests and she's willing to share with us is remember that what you think is the right way is simply the way you used to. And maybe shockingly even be the wrong way because you were raised that way. That doesn't mean it's the right way, or you got accustomed to a certain way of living. That doesn't make your way the right way. So keep an open mind. Weird is simply when someone else's craziness is different from your own mishugas. Number three tip is never discourage your spouse's family members or turn them off. It's wrong and pretty much never worth it. So try to be as diplomatic and as friendly with them as possible. Always show those white teeth. Number four tip, don't keep anything important a secret. Besides the fact that secrets usually leak, this will definitely build barriers and walls between you and your spouse. Whatever it is, it's better off shared than dealt with honestly. So that's important, even if it's a high credit card bill. Number five tip, learn that you will never ever change your spouse. And I often teach this. The only person you can change, ladies and gentlemen, is yourself. And as you change yourself and make yourself better and better, the spouse will take notice of this and want to be as good as you. Unconditional love means loving your spouse with all their faults. Strive to get to the point where you love even their faults, because that's what makes her or him exactly who they are. Oddly enough, unconditional love often leads to people wanting to become their best selves. That's it. So just love them for the way they are. You married them with that way. You knew that they weren't perfect. You knew you weren't perfect. And just love them the way they are. And what makes them unique is their faults. 6, never prioritize your kids over the marriage. That's so true. If you haven't been away without the kids, at least overnight, for longer than you can remember, you are prioritizing the kids over the marriage. I had a lady reach out to me last summer who married off the 7th kid. She worked, her husband worked, and now that there's nobody in the house, they can't talk to each other. They don't know how to talk to each other. He used to come home at 9 or 10 o'clock. She had her own very, very successful real estate business, and she would be busy throughout the day and then take calls at night, and they would find themselves busy with their work and their children. Now when the last child's out of the house, they don't know how to talk. I had to actually teach her how to talk to her husband that she'd been married to for 40 years because they always were avoiding each other. And the children came first, which is terrible. The marriage must always be number one before anything. Remember that a strong, close, and mutually supportive marriage is the best thing you can do for your children. Take their therapy money, use it for your vacation. You're welcome. Make sure that you invest in your marriage in getting away together, in going on dates together, in going out together. Number 7 tip, there's nothing wrong if each of you eats something different for dinner. It's far more important that you eat at the same time, even if one of you has a full-on meal and the other sips tea. Even if your kids are making normal conversation, hang out together over food and drink. It's important to try to always eat together because that's critical. That's when you can bond together. Tip number 8 for a great marriage, and that's the following. Keep a list of things you need to discuss over the week. Examples may range from washing machine is making weird noises, to I think our child is bullying others, to even I'm scared of dying, whatever it may be. Try to remember things that you want to talk about even though you don't see your spouse right now, but you'll eventually put that on the things to do list to talk about. Then make regular time for both of you, at least a half hour once a week, whether in person or on the phone, to discuss them. This will prevent throwing upsetting issues out there at the wrong time. And we all know when the wrong time is: hungry or tired, stressed out. You said it. Tip number 9 for a great marriage: find couples who are happy and pump them for info. Be on the lookout wherever you go for people who have been married 40, 50 years and look so happy and so together. Elderly people in long-lasting marriages often have great nuggets to teach and to share with us. Maybe one day it will be one of them. And last but not least, tip number 10, each of you shouldn't give 50%, each of you should give 100%. Then you'll have not only a marriage, but a loving one. Let not task be beneath you so that your spouse understands that giving is the most important thing to you. Ahava, let's always remember, the shorish of that word in Hebrew is hav, the two letters in the middle, which means give. Unconditional giving is the greatest recipe of all for a great marriage. Let's learn to give with the help of God. Have a fantastic marriage. Have a great day. Kol Tuv.